This is Big Skinny from the Potshake Studio in Fort Worth. On this episode of If Not For Music, we're going to bring you a great story of a great song, one of the biggest hits from the Climax Blues Band. The song, I Love You. Tonight we visit with Derek Holt and get the scenes and the story behind the song. All in this episode of If Not For Music. Mr. Derek, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm very good, thank you very much.
So I gather from your conversation that you are living in Spain now. Well,
yes, it's a long story, really. Basically, we decided to be somewhere warmer. England, is as beautiful as my hometown and England is. The older you get, the more sunshine you need. So, we just decided to take the plunge and move to a little island called Mallorca.
Now, how far is that? How far is that from England? Just flying?
2.5 hours.
It's a pretty good little jaunt, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too far. It's about 1,000 miles, really. But it's beautiful. It's it's an island in the Mediterranean, and we're not far away from home, really. But the weather is just fantastic, and of course you can still work, still write music, and collaborate with people via the internet. It's just a wonderful thing.
Now, are you staying busy these days?
Not too busy, really, because of the lockdown situation. We had 18 months, really, of virtually nothing. And, I'm starting to get some work back now, but in a way, it's been a great time to reflect and also to become creative. I've used lockdown in a way where I can just concentrate a bit more on writing, and I've really enjoyed it,
So do you have any projects in the works?
Well, just in terms of writing songs, I'm still staying creative, and as to what one does with music these days, I'm not really sure. The whole business has changed so much with things like Apple Music and Spotify and all that. It makes you wonder whether it's even worth doing it anymore, because the artist and the writer, they don't receive that much income anymore, really.
How much effort is it for you guys with Pro Tools to put a record together nowadays?
Well, with technology, it's pretty easy to make music. I've learned how to do it. I can create all on my own. Quite recently, I got back in touch with the original bass player from Climax, called Richard Jones, and we're collaborating on a new project. Just the two of us, two founding members of Climax Blues Band, and we're enjoying, meeting up again via the internet and, writing songs. So it's great.
That's really good. Now, the reason I brought you on here tonight, and I know that you probably hear this a lot, it's a great song that you guys put out back in, I believe, 1981.
Yes.
I Love You. It's like a wedding staple. Or at least here in the States.
Yes, it's been good for me, really. What can I say? Do you want to go into the story of it?
Yes, sir. I want to know how you wrote the song.
Yeah.
And then I want to know how the band received the song whenever you presented it to them in the recording process.
Yeah, well, it's a very long story, which I'll try and make it as brief as I can. But
we got 30 minutes.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, I basically had back in England. I had a bedroom studio, basically a room just a room in my house, and I had a drum kit. I had all my guitars, a keyboard, a Fender Rhodes, which was back then, they were fantastic instruments. And one night, and I can't explain why, I just sat down at the piano, the Fender Rhodes piano, and I got this whole thing just appeared. I just sat down and I played I Love You. And not only that, but I went, when I was, and off I went. And so basically with a tape recorder, I recorded the backing track, with the piano. I put a bass on it. I put the lead guitar solo on it, which is the same one that appears on the record. I played that, and I sang it, and then I did all the backing vocals. And after about probably 2 hours, I played the drums. After about 2 hours, I got this song, I Love You, and I have no idea. I had no intention of writing a song, but I just sat down, and this song came to me, and it's been quite amazing. The story behind how it got recorded, we had a producer from LA called John Ryan, who came over to England to pre-produce our album. The album was going to be Flying the Flag. And he listened to all the music, and he said, yeah, all right, guys. He said, has anybody got any more songs? And I said, well, I've got this one. It's called I Love You, but nobody likes it. And I played him a cassette of the thing. He said, man, that sounds like a hit. And that was it. We went to LA, we recorded the song, and nobody liked it even when we recorded it.
So how does that work? Is, a democracy of a band? Is it like, the producer has the last word, the band has the last word? How does that work?
Well, let's put it this way. The producer loved the song. Not only did he love the song, but he employed a 30-piece orchestra string section to come in at quite a cost. And the other guys were going, oh God, this is costing us money. Anyway, he put the strings on it, and it just made the whole thing. But he believed. I'll tell you the story of recording it, actually. There was a keyboard player, a very famous keyboard player, we invited to do a session called Nicky Hopkins, whose pedigree is amazing because he played on Imagine with John Lennon, he played with the Stones, all these people. Anyway, there was myself and him. I sat at the Fender Rhodes, he sat at the grand piano, and just the drummer, John Cuffley, and we laid down the backing track to I Love You. Then, what happened then, I put the bass guitar on, I sang it, I did all the harmonies, and I got Pete Haycock, who was the lead guitarist, to play the solo I wanted him to play. Much to his probably disapproval, really. He wasn't really into the song at all. But anyway, this thing became a beautiful ballad, and there it is. I mean, I can't explain any more, really. It just became a fabulous song, which the band didn't like.
So when it started making its way up the charts, did the band start liking it, or were they still not liking the song much?
Well, the strange thing is, when the song was rising in the charts in America, we went to Europe to tour. And then, which is the strangest thing, we had an American tour booked on the strength of this song rising through the charts. And I've got to be honest, the guys said, we don't want to go on the road to promote your career.
Like a lot of animosity, and that just, I don't know, man, that makes you feel really unappreciated. You're doing your part for the band. You're helping bring recognition to the band with a great tune. Well,
had it been somebody else writing a hit, I'd have said, have you got any more songs like that? I mean, we did have another. I wrote another song called Darling, and unfortunately, because we didn't tour, the record company decided not to promote that, so that could have been the second single. On the one hand, yes, it's a ballad. It's not the blues, but it became a hit, and I think every band strives for that, which is why you're in the business. I mean, you want people to like your music. So I mean, I Love You, for me, it was just a blessing, really, even though I didn't get to tour with it.
You guys were kind of at the hands of the record company. If they liked the song, they were going to push it. They were going to promote it. If they didn't like the music, they weren't going to do much for you.
Well, I remember when we had, when you're in the studio and we play back the whole album, just to get get all their guys behind the thing. When I Love You was played, everybody was freaking out. They went, "Man, that's beautiful." And I was just thinking, well, fantastic, let's go. So, and I thought we were just going to take it a little bit further, but unfortunately the whole thing just dwindled away, really. It was sad, very sad.
So you said you sat down and wrote the song in a pretty short period of time. Where did the inspiration for the song come from?
Well, I mean, you tell me. I have no idea. I just sat down, as I do most days. With the piano. I start with the piano, or maybe a bit of guitar, and just write. And this little gem came out of nowhere. I mean, I promise you, it was just I had the lyrics in 20 minutes.
Were you thinking of your wife at the time, girlfriend at the time?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. That is a song I believe that just about anybody can relate to. That's found that perfect someone can relate to that, and especially if you've lived a life and someone comes in and really picks you up and changes your life and makes you a better person.
Well, yeah. The amazing thing is, I still get emails from people that have either said, "We used your song for our wedding," which is fantastic. And you get people saying, those lyrics that are the story of my life, where you were down and out or whatever you were doing, and somebody came into your life and shone their light on your life. I mean, where does that come from? I have no idea, but it works, and I'm just so grateful that people love the song.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm watching a video on YouTube of you and your daughter performing this song. How amazing is that your daughter is into that music as well? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, if you've seen that was at a period where for a while, I mean, we had a pub in Stafford. I decided to, stop touring for a bit, and I wanted a live music venue. So we went into this place and just had a live music venue. And one Sunday night, my daughter was there, and I got on the piano and she sang it with me, and what a thrill that was!
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, a beautiful moment,
Well, I can tell you this. I was playing this song for my wife the other day, and I have been fortunate to find that perfect someone for me. And I was listening to this song, and I'm like, I am going to see who wrote this song, and I'm going to reach out to him and just see if I can get an interview. And I am really glad that you got back in touch with me, and we were able to do this, because this is really cool. And I'd like for you to introduce this song tonight as we close her out.
This is Derek Holt from the Climax Blues Band. I Love You.
When I was a younger man, I hadn't a care. Fooling around, hitting the town, growing my hair. You came along and stole my heart when you entered my life. Ooh, babe, you got what it takes, so I made you my wife. Since then, I never look back. It's almost like living a dream. And ooh, I love you. You came along from far away and found me here. I was playing around, feeling down, hitting the bill.
I'm your host, Big Skinny, and you've been listening to If Not For Music. Make sure to join us next time for another exciting episode. This episode was brought to you by the Podsack Studio in Fort Worth and Big Skinny Productions. Check out our YouTube channel, Big Skinny Productions. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you.